Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist with Camping World, and today we're going to go over the Winnebago Minnie Drop 190RD. This is a great little kind of teardrop style travel trailer. I know it's not a true teardrop obviously because I can stand inside of it, but it is great, one-piece fiberglass construction on the outside, and although it's not huge and it's lightweight, comes in at under 3,000 pounds, it's actually still fairly spacious thanks to the slide out, and it is set up very well. Let's actually start off right back here on the rear dinette, hence the RD. I like this. It's a U-shaped dinette here, and the reason I enjoy it is because even though it's a smaller camper, it allows you to entertain some guests. You can super comfortably sit two people with your backs up against on either side. If you need to, you can squeeze in a third person, possibly even a fourth, if you're really comfortable and you like each other. But the other cool thing is that this does drop down into a bed. So maybe, it's just the two of you normally camping, you have a couple that comes out to visit you, you have a spot where they can actually sleep. So the table is fully removable. You can take it all the way out of here if you want, take it outside. Again, you use this right here to drop it down. It'll sit kind of along these rails right here. You can take the couch cushions, put them on top, or dinette cushions rather, sorry, put them on top, and that creates that sleeping space. Right down under here, you will notice that you have a couple furnace vents as well as an electrical outlet. So if you want to sit back here and plug in your laptop or tablet, you can do that too. This side under here does have storage. If you lift up this cushion, you'll see the hand hole right here, the finger hole. If I lift that up a little bit, you can see all the storage right down in there. So, that is a kind of a hidden storage area, but that is usable. The other side, because you have your furnace vents and stuff there, that side is locked, but you do have this side here. Windows on both sides, as well as one right there in the very back to let in natural light throughout this whole space here. Shelf right up top, so that can be a pretty usable shelf. LED lights in the ceiling here as well to help brighten the space up. You can see that the interior board they use here is pretty cool. It's almost like a faux wood, which I like rather than just being plain white. Then they have like the wood strips going across, again, just kind of help accent it and break the look up a little bit. Right over here to the side, right next to the entryway. One thing about the entryway, by the way, you do have a cushion up here. I'm 6 foot and I can clear it pretty easily, but if you're a little bit taller, 6'2", 6'3", that can save your head from hitting the door on the way out and doing some damage. You'll also see right here is your king jack antenna. So this is cool, it's low profile. All you have to do is turn it to find the best reception. You don't have to worry about raising it up and lowering it back down. You have the Jensen Multimedia Center right here, which is fantastic. This one is app ready, so it is a smart multimedia player, assuming you have Wi-Fi. It also is Bluetooth capable and it has an HDMI cable running to the TV, so you can use it as a DVD player. Great multimedia center there. Speaking of the TV, you'll see that right down here, folks. This is on a removable mount, so if you want to lift this up, and put it on a mount like outside, you can certainly do that. Right underneath, you have some of your controls here. Your power awning, your slide out right next to it, lights, tank monitoring panel is right there. This one does have your water pump controls as well as your water heater. Note that it does run off both propane and electric, and you can turn both those on at the same time for faster recovery. Storage underneath. Maybe a good spot for some of your extra pots and pans or anything else that you need some storage for. It's a good spot for it. Right down underneath that is your fuse panel that will have both your breakers as well as your fuses. Right here on the wall is your thermostat. This one does control your heat. The controls right above that are for the vent fan in the bathroom. We'll see that in just a second. But first, I want to talk to you about your AC because, a lot of times you don't see this in the video, but this one does have the AC on here. The controls are right here for it. So if it's a really hot day, like it's pretty warm right now, if you have shore power or a generator, you can turn that guy on and cool it down in a hurry. Right in here is your bathroom, and honestly, folks, this is one of my favorite parts. The biggest reason being, as I stand inside here, you will see that this is a dry bath. Oftentimes in this shape style RV, you usually have a wet bath, but they're able to fit a dry bath in here, which I like. If I take a seat here on the toilet, you can see I have plenty of leg room. I'm pretty wide in the shoulders, and I have good shoulder space here as well. Directly in front of me there, obviously, is your sink top, electrical outlet there. You do have storage underneath. And then up top is your mirrored medicine cabinet with storage there too. Neo-angle shower here in the corner. Your vent fan is directly up above it, so this will help, dry it out in a hurry. Now, as I said, I'm about 6 foot. If you're much taller than that, you may struggle in the shower a little bit, but if you're shorter than that, you're good to go. You can just take the curtain here, put it all the way around. You have the hand wand right there as well to wash off. LED light in here, of course, to brighten things up. We take a look across the way. This is our kitchen. Again, as I mentioned, this one does have the slide out, and it's the slide out kitchen space. And this is basically what allows you to have the dry bath here, because it gives you this extra space to be able to walk through. You have the single basin high-rise faucet here, or single basin sink. If you want to open that up, you can see that. This sink top cover not only gives you extra prep space, but this is cutting board quality as well. So if you want to, put it right here, you essentially have a cutting board, which is great. You will see that you have your 2-burner cooktop right here. And I like that it's in this orientation. They have it horizontal rather than vertical. Sometimes when it's vertical, it's a little bit tough to use that back burner, especially if you're running both. But this makes it easier to use both. You'll see you have an electrical outlet over there on the side. You have the window in the back, light up top, some storage up top here too, kind of a cool decorative glass there. When we open that up, you can see the storage there. Underneath, you have more storage. Open that up for you. Big storage area right here. This is more than likely where you'll put all of your pots and pans. And then right next door to that, you have 2 full extension ball bearing drawers, perfect for your flatware and all your other utensils, pizza cutters, spatulas, serving spoons, things like that. Convection microwave oven. You can see the weight of this unit, folks. As I said, this one is just under 3,000 pounds. Convection microwave oven is great because it gives you both. It is a microwave. It is also an oven, so you can bake things in here as well as use it as a standard microwave. Dometic fridge right here with your little drop-down freezer space. This one does run off both propane and electric. You can see right here it also has automatic switchover. So, that way if you're running it on propane, as soon as you plug it into shore power, it'll switch over to electric for you, saving you on your propane gas. Up front here is the queen bed. You can take a look there. You'll notice you have a window on both sides. You have the USB right up front, so you have a place to plug your cell phones in, and a shelf going all the way across the top, so you have a place to set your cell phones as well as any other additional folded clothes or anything else you want to put up there. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the Winnebago Mini Drop 190RD. Right up front is the power tongue jack. This makes it easier to hook up and disconnect from your tow vehicle. Simply flip the switch here to raise and lower the tongue. You also have a light there you can turn on for added visibility at night. Directly behind that is your 20-pound propane tank with the cover on here. Pretty simple to get in there. Just undo the thumb screw, a lift up, and you are in. Then behind that a little ways, you will see your rails there for your battery. And then right down below is a propane quick connect. This is really cool. You want to set up a grill, you can do that right up here. Behind that, a little bit further, is the storage space for your sewer hose. Because this one doesn't have a bumper, they put this up here for you. You'll also see you have diamond plating up in the front to help protect the front end a little bit from some of the rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. Now this is, as I mentioned earlier, is one-piece fiberglass roof. So from the front here all the way up top and all the way down the back, one-piece fiberglass. The reason that's great, there's a couple different ones, but the big thing about it, folks, is the fact that it's less chance for water to get in. The less seams you have, the less places water gets in at, and so naturally the water wants to run to the front and the back, and because you don't have seams going across, again, less chance for any kind of water intrusion. Right here is your front storage. You will see this one has a covered hinge on there so that way you don't get a bunch of rust coming down the door. It's a magnetic slam latch as well, so you can put it up just like so. If you take a look in there, folks, you'll see this is a massive front pass-through in here, which is fantastic. This is underneath that front bed, and you can see how much stuff you can fit in here, which again is fantastic on a smaller RV like this. If we drop right down below, you will see this one also has a huck bolt frame. Huck bolt frames have a couple advantages. One is the fact that if it ever does get damaged, a huck bolt frame is easier to repair. And the other thing is that generally, folks, if your frame is going to start to weld, it usually starts at if it's going to start to rust, it usually rusts at a weld point. So by eliminating that weld point on there, you help reduce the chance for rust to start there. You'll also see the jacks. These are BAL jacks, folks. These take about half the turns of your standard scissor jacks. So, that way you are, it's faster for setup and tear down time. You're not wearing out your arm nearly as much. Power awning on here. This is something about a year and a half ago or so that they made fairly standard, and I really like the power awning. Touch a button to roll that out, same thing to go right back in. You also have an LED light strip on here. Folks, a lot of the competitors that have this same style, the same build, aren't using power awnings. A lot of times they're bag awnings or no awning at all. So again, I love the power awning with the LED light strip. 2 outside speakers, as I mentioned earlier, those are controlled by that multimedia center inside, but it's Bluetooth capable, so you can be out here and operate it. You'll also see your electrical outlet in case you need to plug anything in, and a black tank flush. Again, something that's great to have on a smaller RV like this. What this does for you is instead of having to stick a hose to wash out your black tank when you're done camping, you take that hose, you screw it in right here, and that black tank has sprayers built in. So anything that doesn't get taken out just by your gravity dump, you can wash out using that, which is pretty great. The side of the Winnebagos, folks, are absolutely gorgeous. They're probably one of the best in the industry, the best sidewalls. The cool thing about this is that this is a true poured gel coat exterior. You can see a reflection in the side of these. So I really appreciate that the walls that they use on here, they're gorgeous. The closest thing I can compare it to is a boat hull. Very similar process in how they make it. And so you can make sure you wax it, buff it, and it'll keep that shine and luster for years to come, just like it would on a boat. So fantastic walls here. This one also has your off-road package. I'm not 100% remember what Winnebago calls it, but essentially that's what it is. It gives you a little bit more aggressive tread on your tire. It's also a bigger tire, 15-inch radius rather than a 14, so it helps give you some added ground clearance there as well. Single foldable step to get in, foldable grab handle here as well, so you can enter and exit the RV quite easily. Making our way around the back. You'll notice a couple things. You have this back window that I showed you right there. You will also see your spare tire is tucked away right underneath. So, hopefully you never have to use that, but if you do, that is where it's hiding at. Right here on the off-door side, if you have cable at your campsite, that will be the input for it. Right up here, if you need to fill your fresh water tank, that's where you'll do it. 30 amp detachable power cord, folks, that will plug in right there. Outside shower is built right in here to the slide. This one does have both hot and cold water access. Always a good thing to have that outside water access. Right down here is your termination. You will see your valves are right there. You have your gray tank valve here. Your black tank is kind of tucked away right in the frame here, but that is a single termination. One of the things I want to point out, if you look on the back side of this wheels, you will see the Torsion Axle. That's awesome. That is the suspension system it uses. It provides the same benefits of your leaf springs. However, the components don't break down nearly as quickly. So again, Winnebago's trying to look at the long haul, so you'll have some more longevity with this one. Right here, this will be your city water. If you have hookups, you need to fill up city water, that's where it'll go. And lastly, right up front here, folks, is solar prep. If you want to do some boondocking, this one is prep for solar. All you have to do is buy the portable panels, plug it in right there, and it'll trickle charge your battery. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is the Winnebago Mini Drop 190 RD. If you're interested in this travel trailer and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.